You're listening to the Sunrise Youth Voice podcast created by Sunrise of Philadelphia students at South Philadelphia High School and made possible by Wildfire Radio. For more information about Sunrise, visit facebook.com/Sunrise of Philadelphia or www.sunriseofphila.org.
Today on Youth Voice Radio podcast, we are interviewing South Philadelphia High School social science teacher and wrestling coach, Mr. Robert Slosh, along with the student wrestler, Kareem Fuller. Mr. Slosh, what is social science?
First of all, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here today. It's really nice to see things going on at South Philadelphia High School. Social science is basically two components, the first being government and the second economics. And ultimately, the goal is to create an educated citizen that will shape the United States of America. Within the government, we study Constitution, we study the Supreme Court, we talk about the legislative, judicial, and executive branches of federal, state, and local government. And it's particularly interesting this year being a mayoral race that we get to see every day the developments that come. Right now, there's not a clear front runner. By the end of the class, we will have our next mayor.
What is it important that students should learn in social science?
The most important thing of social science is how to be an active citizen. What do we know about how to make laws? When we see injustice, what do we do? Do we sit there? Do we watch? Do we know effective means of creating change? Ultimately, when you are out of high school, which is next year, people are going to have to start thinking for themselves about government and what they want their society, the city, the state, the United States of America to look like. So those are the questions that we help frame in the minds of students. Within the realm of economics, it's important that we know financial literacy. When you get a paycheck, what do you do with it? If you want to invest, how do you do that? What do we need to do for retirement? What do the demographics of the United States look like? How is Philadelphia changing? And what part of economics goes into that? Looking forward, what we want to do is create a class that will help seniors when they're done with school. So financially, they understand what it's like to be a grown-up.
What are topics that you discuss in class?
Sure. The topics that I like discussing in class are current Supreme Court cases, just because they're so interesting. The fact that they made it to the Supreme Court means there's no clear-cut answer. So we study the issues at hand early on in the year, and by June, we have our answers. We allow the class to figure it out, to talk about the points of contention, and ultimately, the question is answered. It takes time, and the debate really helps in terms of framing what the topic at hand is. In terms of the amendments, there's always issues of the Second Amendment, of the Fourth Amendment, of the Fifth Amendment. Incredibly interesting cases that take place here in Philadelphia. In terms of economics, I really love talking about the stock market. I was blessed to have a great teacher growing up, and understanding the stock market is one of my strengths. So I really enjoy teaching students how to invest and what the stock market is and how companies function.
You are also the wrestling coach. Can you tell us about the wrestling programs?
When I was in high school, I often had problems of discipline and focus. While I was a good student, I wasn't the greatest student. And for me, I learned a lot of important things while wrestling. I learned discipline, I learned focus, I learned the importance of hard work and perseverance, and I love sports. So for me, in order to give back to the students as well as to have fun, I really enjoy coaching. Wrestling is particularly tough. There's no easy way out in wrestling. You put in what you get out. You get out what you put in. And for that, it's just really, really fun to see as the students grow and to know how important wrestling was in my life and to be able to see that in their life. I also coach football. I also coach lacrosse. And in those sports, you learn a lot too. But for wrestling, it is a microcosm of life.
Kareem, you are on the wrestling team. Can you tell us about your experience?
Wrestling gave me a lot. When I started wrestling, I was thinking like, this sport is not for me. This sport I wouldn't be good at because I was just thinking about football and basketball and whatever other sports that we used to think about in the city. And that's when I started wrestling, I knew it was hard. From the first couple practices, I was just like, wow, this sport is no joke. And I didn't want to quit because you get that itch when you get first time getting on the mat. You get that itch when you win, when you get your hand raised. You can't blame wrestling on anyone else but yourself. You can't say, oh, you missed that tackle, he got the touchdown. You can't say none of that. If you get pinned, it's on you because you didn't fight the way you were supposed to fight. You didn't work the way you were supposed to work. That's why I love wrestling, because I can't blame it on anyone else but myself. And you in this sport, you need to work hard. And that working, if I didn't start wrestling, I get average grades, I get okay grades, but I probably would have been cutting in the hallway, doing my own thing. But wrestling just changed my whole mind from when I started until now. I do a lot. I do all these extra programs, extra classes, just because I just want to stay in this wrestling program. I just want to be the best. One thing I think in wrestling is I don't want to be one of the best. I want to be the best. That's why I try to work as hard as I can, all off season, every season of the year. And that's all I'm thinking about is wrestling.
And now Dominic Ector with a story demonstrating oppression in society.
As he left for a visit to his overlaying districts, the jealous Baron warned his pretty wife, "Do not leave the castle while I'm gone, or I will punish you severely when I return." But as the hours passed, the young Baroness grew lonely, and despite her husband's warning, she decided to visit her lover, who lived in a countryside nearby. The castle was situated on an island in a wide, fast-flowing river. A drawbridge linked the island to the mainland at the narrowest point in the river. "Surely my husband will not return before dawn," she thought, and ordered her servants to lower the drawbridge and leave it down until she returned. After spending several pleasant hours with her lover, the Baroness returned to the drawbridge, only to find it blocked by a gateman wildly waving a long, cruel knife. "Do not attempt to cross the bridge, Baroness, or I will have to kill you," he cried. "The Baron ordered me to do so." Fearing for her life, the Baroness returned to her lover and asked him for help. "Our relationship is only a romantic one," he said. "I will not help." The Baroness then sought out a boatman on the river, explained her plight to him, and asked him to take her across the river in his boat. "I will do it, but only if you can pay me 5 marks. But I have no money with me," the Baroness protested. "That is too bad. No money, no ride," the boatman said flatly. Her fear growing, the Baroness ran crying to the home of a friend, and after explaining her desperate situation, begged for enough money to pay the boatman his fee. If you had not obeyed your husband, this wouldn't be happening," the friend said. I will give you no money." With dawn approaching and her last resource exhausted, the Baroness returned to the bridge in desperate attempt to cross to the castle and was slain by the gateman. Now I want you to place the people from 1 to 6 on who was most responsible for the Baroness dying to who was at least responsible. And next week I'll give you the answer.
Deja Anderson and Matthew Millwood read their poetry.
If only I were as active as my heart, I would probably pain less. If only I had the consistency like my heartbeat whenever I see you, but I lost all willpower. If only I soared high instead of low, like how my heart felt at the sight of you. If only I were active as my heart, then I would have seen how bad we were apart. You are the blood within. Without you, I will die. You were my internal drive, my livelihood, the life that poured through my veins, the one that kept me alive and my heart healthy. So if only I could kick the habit of saying if only.
When all we hear are empty promises and lies that leave behind broken hearts and shattered lives, when trust is gone and hope is lost, what are we fighting for and who really pays the cost? When you tell us you're sorry and you do it again, why do we believe you? Why do we keep giving in? When we finally realize we made a mistake, it's too late. We've sealed our fate. A special world for you and me, a special bond one cannot see. It wraps us up in its cocoon. It holds us fiercely in its womb. Its fingers spread like fine spun gold, gently nesting us to the fold. Like silken thread, it holds us fast. Bonds like this are meant to last. And though at times a thread may break, a new one forms in its wake to bind us closer and keep us strong in a special world where we belong.
Nadia Tolliver sings a song she wrote herself called Warriors.
Can we hope to stand together, standing like soldiers, soldiers, getting ready to fight in a war, girls that run the world, that run the world. Establish so much stronger. Strength is all we need. Oh, strength is all we need. We are warriors. We are fighting for the battle. Ooh, we are warriors. We are fighting for the war. Yeah, we are warriors. Nothing can stop us. Now we are stronger than ever. We are victorious, fighting with the sword in our hand. Oh, doesn't matter what we are, yeah. We are fighting for the war. Doesn't matter what we are, yeah. We are fighting for the war. We are warriors. We are fighting for the battle. We are warriors. We are fighting for the war. We are warriors, yeah, yeah. We are warriors, yeah, yeah. I know that we are stronger. I know that we are stronger than anything, oh, than anything, oh. We are gonna fight no matter what. We are warriors. We are warriors. We are warriors. We are fighting for the battle. Our warriors. We are fighting for the war. We are warriors. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are warriors. Yeah, 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 yeah. We're fighting for the battle. Yeah, we are fighting. We are fighting for the war. We are fighting for the war. I know that after we're done fighting, yeah, we're fighting, the battle is over. Yeah, the battle is over. We are victorious. And we have been victorious, and we have been victorious. Yeah, we have been victorious. We are warriors.
Recently, Dominic Patton sang the national anthem for Temple's women's lacrosse game.
We can
to see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm going to introduce myself or introduce my history that I've had over my past 18 years of living. When I was younger, about the age, I'd say 2 years of age, I moved out with my real dad and my stepmom, thinking it was a better idea to go with my dad and my stepmom. And then a couple years later, after that, I had started getting abused by my stepmom because everything I did she thought was wrong. Everything that I did was always either it was her way or nobody's way, even though her kids would do the same thing I did, and everything I did was the wrong way, like I was saying. And then, like, 3 years after that, I'd say about when I was 10, I started hearing things and seeing things that weren't there, and I told my parents about it, or I should say my stepmom and my dad about it. Every time I told them, they never took me to a doctor, never did anything about it. And then 2 years after that, when I was about 12, my dad finally took me to a psychiatrist, and after that, I started seeing a psychiatrist every other week. It wasn't helping that much because I wasn't on any medication for it, and I was still getting abused at the time. I was still being hit by anything my stepmom could find. And then at about age 14, I decided I couldn't take it anymore. I actually suggested to my dad that I move with my real mom in Philadelphia, because at the time I was living in Alabama, and I liked it down in Alabama, but I just couldn't handle my stepmom abusing me anymore. So I talked to my stepmom and my dad about moving in with my real mom in Philadelphia, and here I am. Like, I still hear the voice and I still see things that aren't there, but now at least I have a little grasp over what it is, and I'm taking medications that help me with it. Even though I wasn't getting help before, I still have the help now from my family, friends, and everybody that supports me. And then when I got to Philadelphia, I was being bullied. Like, I was one of the average kids that were being bullied. And then after my 3 years of going to Horace Howard Furnace High School, I had came to South Philadelphia High School and to get a better not to get a better education, to get more of a grasp on how people do at South Philadelphia, because Furnace High School was just an ordinary school. They didn't have anything like South Philadelphia High. And now that I'm here, I have more friends than I've ever had throughout my elementary, middle school, and high school life. I have more friends that I can actually call them real friends. and I hope after I graduate and all, I can still be in touch with my friends.
My name is Dominic, and I'm 17 years old. I go to Swenson High School, and I am in the 11th grade. I'm a singer. Recently, I sung the national anthem for not a basketball game, a lacrosse game at Temple University. It was really fun. I had fun doing it. I thought that I would do worse than what I did, but I actually did better than what I expected. So, it was a really fun experience. And, a little bit a background about me. I am a person who has went to at least 3 different schools, elementary schools. Growing up, I went to Fells. Then that was from 1st to 2nd grade, and then I transferred all the way over to New Jersey. I went to Winslow Township Elementary School in New Jersey. I think it's near Acco, but I went there for 2 years, for 3rd and 4th grade. Then I came back over to Philly, and I continued my elementary school at Taggart Elementary School from 5th to 8th grade, where I met some of the best friends in the world. They inspired me and they influenced me to do things that I didn't think I would be able to do. They brought me out of my shell because I used to be very, very shy. So they brought me out of my shell and they brought me to, my real self, saying, Dom, go for what you love, go for what you know, go for what you want to do. And so ever since then, I've been singing, and I haven't really had a vocal coach. I will always want a vocal coach, and I still haven't had one. But, I'm a natural-born singer. So, people will tell me, oh, Dom, your voice is really good. But then in actuality, I just feel as though I don't, really like my voice as much. But I'm starting to get to that point where as though I love my voice.
Hello there. My name is Brandon Lane. I am 16 years old. For the past years of my high school life, I had depression because when my grandma passed away, I started cutting class. I started smoking weed, and this shit, like at the end of this, in the middle of 2014 Thanksgiving, I went into the hospital, and I ran out for some girl that goes to this school, and I realized it didn't work. Now I'm trying to get myself back together.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia Zhang, and I am 18 years old, and I was born in Philadelphia. Actually, in America. I have, when I was little in 1st grade in elementary school, I have one friend who is my childhood friend named Deja Anderson. She's my special friend. I know her all through my high school. And we talk and chat and all other things. And when I moved to Alabama, I have new friends, and I always keep in touch with all my old friends. And it's really like seeing my friends again, and then when I come back to Philadelphia, I could see all my friends again.
My name is Giovanni Rosado. I'm 16. Go to South Philly High. I'm a wrestler. I play football, and now recently playing lacrosse. The school is really nice. A lot of people to support you, especially my friend Kareem. He supports me a lot. My teachers, my mom. I really came from a big come up for. I recently went to a school called Boom Camelot Academy, and it's a disciplinary school. And I really had to I had to be on my A game in order to come to South Philly High. And I've been there since 9th grade to 10th, and Assembly South Philly High. And now I'm doing better than I was in the past.
My name is Kareem Fuller, and I go to South Philadelphia High School. But I'm going to tell you from the beginning. Well, when I was young, I had a lot of bad experience. Like when my sister passed away, I didn't go to school My sister passed away when I was in first grade. I didn't go to school for 6 months, and it hurt my mom really bad. I didn't really know what was really going on. That's why I wasn't feeling the way she felt, because it was a lot of things she wanted to do, and she told me one time she wanted to commit suicide, and I was like, but she said she kept strong because she stayed, because I was still here. So that's when I forgot left back a grade, and my grades started going down. My mom still was stressing, single parent, didn't really know what to do anymore. So that's when, a couple years later, my mom got herself together. She got a good job, and she started working a lot. And I still had bad grades and still fighting in school a lot. And they wanted to kick me out of middle school, but I got myself together a little bit because I know I wanted success. Then in 9th grade year, I started wrestling, and when I started wrestling, I felt better. My grades started coming up, my life started getting better. I started meeting new people. I started talking to new people, started interacting, not trying to be the crowd anymore. Being myself, because when you be yourself, you don't want to be a follower, because followers all going to be, is never going to be the best follower. If you be yourself, you can be the best for you. That's what I thought. So when like wrestling, I want to be the best. I don't want to be one of the best. I don't want to wrestle like somebody. I don't want to be like somebody on the mat. I want to be like me. I want to go hard because I want to do it for me. I want to work hard in school because I want to do it for me, not for nobody else. They all say, "Oh, today I wore dress shoes. I wore loafers with like dress clothes," and they like, "What is you doing? What you going out somewhere?" I'm like, "No, I just want to dress like this today. I want to look more professional." Oh, they like, "Oh, you a weirdo, man. Who do that? Nobody do that." I'm like, I do it because I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for you. I'm not doing it for nobody else. Because I want to be me. I want to be successful in life. And that's really it. I had regionals this weekend. I went far up in Bethlehem, and I lost. I lost pretty bad. But now I know I got to work harder and get stronger and get better. Because them boys up there, they eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling. And that's what I got to put myself a part of.
My name is Joshua Verway. I'm a high school student, senior. Fortunately, don't have to stay much longer in the school system. Can finally go out, be my own person, which is great. Felt like I've been trapped for the past 4 years. You know, all the rules that they put down on you, you know. But yeah, I went to the Creative and Performing Arts High School on Broad Street for 3 years. Got a pretty good art education. Made a lot of great friends. People I never thought I would have made friends before. Like, it's like, you know, the people that they look at and just like, oh, they're weirdos, and they whisper about behind their backs. Like, once you get to know those kind of people, like, they're not just weirdos. They have personality. They're actually people, which is great. And like, it's funny how much you can relate to someone that you never thought you could relate to. It's like, not everybody is that different. And like, it's just great to go out and like meet someone like different. And like, I made a lot of friends there. I made a lot of mistakes as well, which I'm currently trying to fix. It's mainly just bad grades, because it was art school. I took advantage of the freedom that they gave, and like, I would just not do homework. The majority of it was just not doing homework, which is really stupid. I mean, homework is easy, but like, it's just homework. You don't really want to do homework. You have schoolwork. Why do homework when you have schoolwork? You don't want to do work at school and then go home and do homework. But yeah, I came here, and this is my last year, and I have to spend it at South Philly High. It's not as bad as people say. It's like, because you find out like after a while that like people like really put a label on this school, but like there's also a lot of good personality here as well. Like people like underneath the like I guess the like abrasive appearance that they give you, like that rough appearance, it's just underneath they all like kind of cool. Like yeah, like I said before, you just got to get to know people, and that's really just the key in life, is to know people. That's how you get places. And like I have like an artistic personality, and it's great because people love artistic people. Like just for some reason, they just like to see artistic people because they can help them with a lot of stuff. Like if you have an art project or something, or if they just want to look at you draw or have you draw something for them, that just kind of brings people joy. I don't really understand it, like because I don't have people draw for me. I kind of do it myself, but like it's just something that you can just look on, and like you get along with people better. You just have to communicate. And I kind of actually like the school. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. I didn't think I was going to ever like it, but it's starting to grow on me. I have a few friends. Some of my friends from middle school just came here this year because their other school closed down, or they got taken out of their other school just because they weren't up to par with what the school systems want, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, everybody works at their own pace, and everybody works their own way, but I'm kind of trailing off of what the idea was. It's just, yeah, that's me, Joshua Jeremy Verway. Yeah, and I'm an artist, so that's that.
Thanks for listening to Sunrise Youth Voice Podcast at South Philadelphia High School. For more information about our organizations, visit facebook.com/Sunrise of Philadelphia or www.sunriseofphila.org.